This is Rockslapping Champions. Player 1, playing Zeratul. We have Syntharius. And player 2, playing Raynor. We have Death Killabah. So, let's have a look at the masteries while the players are getting set up. Zeratul is going for the Zeratul attack speed, artifact spawn, and the Legion cost reduction. Raynor has gone for the research cost, Banshee cooldown, and the mech attack speed. So given the fact that they're going for the mech attack speed, we are expecting a mech-centric build out here from Raynor. Coop over here for Zeratul is already starting to poke in a little bit to just have a look at what the enemy composition or the enemy race is. Sees the missile turret now. They have to drop a knows basically what they're up against. So you can see here we're dealing with an air Terran composition, which is a little bit unfortunate because that can get really nasty, especially when you do take this expansion over here. You can get really harassed by the attack waves that end up spawning. So Raynor seems to be okay now. It's just slowly starting to attack up over here, and over here we have the Zoraya Legion that has cleaned up this expansion area for Zeratul. Zeratul will be able to take out and just be able to put down his Nexus now and start improving his economy and start traveling up through the later stages of the game. So Raynor, on the other hand, is just building SCVs so far. Seems to be all okay. There's one SCV here that seems to be not doing anything, but okay, now it's been reallocated to move across here, and now we have a probe that has been sent for Zeratul to go and pick up these crystals over here. And yeah, the probe goes back as well. So Nexus is already down for Raynor, and now he's good to go. And yeah, we'll just wait for the later stage of the game for the excitement to happen. Unfortunately, this mission, the early stage, did he try and send an SCV over there? I think he tried to send an SCV over there, which might be a bit of a problem. Because that is unfortunate, because there are still enemy defenders on that camp over there. So there is a chrono boost now on Raynor's command center. That will give him a significantly good boost in getting his SCVs up and about. And now we have the first attack wave that will be spawning, and will be, I think, attacking the main base, I believe. I don't think it'll go for the expansion just yet. The space is still around, so we now have gateways as well coming up for Zeratul, and we have 2 gateways, 1 Cybernex core, and Nexus, which will be completed around now. So overall, see, everything seems okay. Zeratul has already gone into his Void Seeker to go and pick up the first artifact fragment, which I think is going for the artifact fragment? No, he's going for, oh, he's going to defend this side. So there are 3 Vikings that will be in this attack wave, which should not be too terrible. He'll be able to clean that out. I thought actually he was going for the artifact fragment, but there we go. So Zeratul has now found the artifact, and he will be moving forward to go and pick this up. And on this side we have Raynor that wants to go and collect some of these crystals over here. So Zeratul will be sending a probe to pick up that crystal, and I'm going to go pick up the artifact fragment. And so far Raynor has put down 2, well, 1 starport is down and 1 is just finished right now. So 2 starports, good to go. Raynor is ready to produce his army of air units that will be raining complete hell on Amon's army. And yeah, so far no orbital CC on that command center, so this might be a bit of an interesting game. See how it develops. Zeratul on this side just poking away on this command center just to clear his ally's expansion, making sure his ally is supported by the improved economy that he can provide throughout this process. And yeah, more or less okay. So the first unit is in production from one of the starports. We have a Banshee being made, and this is okay, but this is an anti-air army. So this is a complete air army, and Raynor is making a Banshee, which might be a bit of a problem. Now the drop attack is coming up here, and this drop attack is going to have a few ground units, but mostly a lot of air units over here. You can see there are if you just land the units, actually the Vikings end up landing when they see these structures over here, and the Banshee airstrike ends up taking them down. So that's, there you go. There, the Banshees are actually useful against air turret compositions. Hyperion does tactical jump over here to provide Zeratul with a little bit of backup while They're clearing the side, but Zeratul doesn't really need the assistance. He has his Royal Legion to go and clear the side out. And so far, a total of 2 Banshees have been produced for Raynor, which is okay. We need a little bit more if he wants to go and deal with Amon's army. He's already starting to put down his second command center now. Command center is on the expansion. And on this side, I think Duskwings have flown away. They are done. And there are 2 crystals on here that need to be picked up, but there is no one over to... Yeah, so there will be 3 more Vikings. There is a little bit of a Shadow Cleave over here, and Zeratul was able to clean up that side. Again, Raynor sends... Okay, so he has now a couple of Vikings as well now in this mix. So this air army will be able to fight some of the air units here. Again, a few more Banshees are being made, which is a bit of a problem, because the Banshees are really good for dealing damage to objectives, but in this mission, you might as well just go for mass Vikings, because that's pretty much all you need over here. Few Banshees just to clear out some of these missile turrets, but this Zeratul having no problems dealing with that. He's going to go and focus down these missile turrets now. Wants to make sure his Royal Legion doesn't get picked off. Over here, Raynor just building up his army right now. He's at 55 supply and seems to be good to go. So Raynor is getting his army now. He wants to go and help his ally out. And he'll be moving his army towards this small enemy camp. But this enemy base here will be cleaned up very, very quickly. Zeratul is really, really strong when it comes to doing that. And yeah, we now have a Void Suppression Crystal that is also dropped for Zeratul. And there is a Plasma Blast on the Hybrid Dominator. It does kill off one of those Void Rays. And now the Royal Legion has completely aggroed the Hybrid Dominator, and that Hybrid Dominator is going to end up dying. So he gets his second Plasma Blast off. There is one Hybrid Destroyer over here. The Hybrid also gets picked off by Zeratul and the Royal Legion. And now pretty much nothing else left on the side to help protect Amon's army. And yeah. Raynor's army is just going to work away on this factory over here. And now the next attack wave has spawned and will start moving towards Raynor's base here. This might be a bit of a problem because is it going to pass through? No, there are a few Vikings that end up aggroing these Banshees. The Banshees do not have cloaks, so it's not really much of a problem. But Zeratul is already in position with a bunch of Void Rays. He has a bunch of Immortals over here. These Immortals are going to end up cleaning up those air units very, very quickly. And now there is another set of crystals that have spawned. Raynor is on this side, just wants to go ahead and clean up this side. And over here, Zeratul is able to clean up the rest of the harass waves that have spawned with these crystals. And we have a bunch of SCVs as well that are with Raynor's air army. Now we have another attack wave that is coming up from the lower right-hand side. And this is one of the attack waves where it can actually end up aggroing this expansion. There's another set of attack waves that spawn on this side as well, and they move up towards the base here, and they sometimes end up catching out this expansion. This is one of the more annoying expansions to have when you are playing up against an air Terran or a Shadow Tech composition. But it looks like this attack wave will end up passing the central island without aggroing that side. And now Raynor's army is going to go and try and engage this. But there are a lot of Marines down there, and those Marines just focus fire down all those Banshees. Vikings do a tactical retreat. Only 3 Vikings are left out of that entire Raynor's army. Now these Marines are on the hunt. They want to take out those Vikings, and they do have stim. They're dealing a little bit of damage to Raynor's army over here. And yeah, that was kind of brutal. 6 Banshees and 3 Vikings ended up going down as a result of that. Unfortunately, there was no cloak on those Banshees, which ended up reducing the effectiveness of them. Another 2 Banshees do get dropped. They will end up cleaning out this attack wave. Now Raynor's army is now in position as well, getting ready to move in. But Amon's army decides to ignore that and just stand over here in the meanwhile. Amon's army can actually take damage from the lava, and the AI will move up onto these ramps when it gets a little bit close to lava time. So that is why that is happening. Over here, Zeratul is already pushing forward with his Royal Legion, just harassing, weakening these enemy forces. Just to make sure that when he does actually start pushing in seriously, it won't really be too much of a problem. There is a Molten Cell over here, but that Molten Cell is going to end up getting picked off by Zeratul's army. Very quickly, that guy just completely ends up melting. And now, Raynor is still he's actually not producing, like that expansion is not actually saturated yet. Yeah, there we go. Raynor's army has been remade. He's sitting at 89 supply so far and is going to move towards the eastern side over here. Again, there are a few Marines over here, and they might actually end up taking out some of these units here. There are cloaked Banshees here that are causing a few problems for Zeratul and Raynor right now. There is no detection. Zeratul blinks forward, uses a Shadow Cleave ability, and that one-shots a good number of units here, but there are still some Banshees that are still left over here. You can kind of see them just sitting over here, and Raynor is going to send an SCV over here, which might be a problem because these SCVs will get picked off by these Banshees. Raynor has decided, you know what, he's just going to wait the cloak out. No scan from Raynor, which is kind of surprising as well. And now there's another attack wave that is moving towards this side. There we go. There's a Banshee. The Banshee is going to end up picking it off a little bit too late on the scan there. I think he was waiting for the energy to replenish. And now there's another attack wave over here. And lots of Vikings, lots of Liberators. Secret Missile onto one of those Banshees. And there is a very nice split there on the Banshees there. Make sure it doesn't end up doing that. Unfortunately, the Vikings end up clumping up on some of the Banshees. Does end up going down to that Secret Missile over here. And yeah, there are just now a few more Banshees that are going to be harassing Raynor's base. And Banshees are dealing a lot of damage so far. They're just taking out the SCVs. There is a Dusk Wings that gets to drop the Banshee airstrike onto that army of Banshees, which is an interesting decision. And now a Hyperion as well, but these Banshees go in cloak and they just focus down this command center. And now they just start taking out SCV after SCV. And lots of SCVs are going down right now. Raynor's base is gone. And yeah, there is a bit of a problem that Raynor has right now, and that is basically the lack of scans. He has to wait for his orbital CC over here, which is currently in construction, but Zeratul jumps in to help, and then goes takes out that base over here, and or that enemy force that was harassing Raynor's army, or harassing Raynor's base here. And so far there's a lift on some of the starports as well. So far, Raynor has lost 1 command center and 26 SCVs as well, probably 25 SCVs as a result of that skirmish. There may have been a couple of SCVs that were lost a little bit earlier. But yeah, 7 Vikings, or 7 Banshees and 8 Vikings have gone down. Now, I think there's another attack wave that's coming up, which is again going to give Raynor a bit of a problem. But I think Zeratul is also in position, so he'll be able to deal with it. This crystal is okay, hasn't been lost as a result, but it will need to be picked up before... So Zeratul is now in position over here, and he will start pushing into the side. Again, just softening up these enemy defenses. These Hybrid Dominators are very, very difficult to take out. You can see over here, 1 Plasma Blast pretty much essentially wipes out the entire Royal Legion. Now there are a lot of crystals that have spawned in this side as well, but Zeratul, I believe, is in position. But I think this attack wave is going to end up passing Zeratul for the most part. And now this attack wave is moving towards Raynor's expansion over here. Zeratul was busy picking up this crystal now and is going to start moving to start clearing the side out, I believe. No, he's moving his Void Array now on this. And now there are a bunch of sieged up Liberators over here. There's a Void Suppression Crystal to slow down the force of this air army. And there is another Banshee airstrike that gets dropped onto this entire air army over here, which is again a very interesting choice because Banshees cannot hit air units. But Zeratul was able to catch that very, very quickly. And now the Banshee airstrike is going to move towards the set of crystals here, which should theoretically only have Marines and Vikings. And these Vikings might actually, there's a little bit of value here coming up from these Banshees because they are able to clear the Marines. But now there is another attack force coming up here, and this Banshee airstrike is just going to get completely focused fired. Now there's a Secret Missile on one of these Banshees, and that is the end of those Dusk Wings over there. There is another siege up on the Liberator here, but Zeratul is having none of that, and just ends up focus firing down the Liberator, clearing out the Liberator as well. And now there is just an enemy base here, I think, which Raynor wants to push into, or no, maybe? Not really sure. Those crystals have been picked up. Zeratul is going to pull back on those probes to make sure he doesn't end up losing them. There might have been enough time to get to maybe this one. Potentially even there, but it is a bit of a problem. Now there is a bit of harass over here from a ghost. As you can see, Amon will start sending ghosts over here and they will start nuking you, so this is one of the reasons why you want to try and all clear the mission as quickly as possible, because you don't really want to have to deal with these annoying ghosts as they keep spamming you with nukes. So now the next set of crystals have spawned, and what is Raynor's plan over here? He's still sitting at 81 supply, still floating a lot of resources as well. No production, I believe, in terms of the... He's putting down some barracks over here, which is interesting. I think he wants some medics here. The Zeratul is already going to go and start clearing this force out here, and again you can see the amount of damage these immortals do. Zeratul blinks forward, uses a shadow wave, essentially one-shots the harass wave that has been sent to defend that side. And now Raynor is going to start pushing into here again, and again this might be a bit of a problem. A few Widow Mines come up and the Plasma Blast. Storm comes down onto those Banshees, and the Banshees try to back up, but unfortunately that Hybrid Dominator is very angry. Another Storm comes to blanket the army. Army moves out of that, and Goliath just picks off that last Banshee as it tries to retreat. That is just completely brutal. Raynor has lost a total of 9 Vikings and 16 Banshees so far. 32 SCVs going down as a result of some of the harass over here. This space is actually completely cleared now, and again, no orbital CC on this side. And again, there are only 2 orbital CCs on the map, or 1 orbital CC, 1 command center. And you can see over here, you can see the Raynor is actually short on the mineral count. That is why having the extra orbital CCs is important. It covers for your mineral income. So even if you do a mech build, you will end up being short on gas, which is how you should actually which is what you should actually be when you are playing a mech-centric build, which is a gas-heavy build. But there is another crystal that is making its way now towards the environmental stabilizer, and Zeratul is just sending his Royal Legion over here just to start moving on this side out. And now there's another Void Array with a Ghost over there. It's causing a little bit of a problem, being annoying, but that is the last crystal with Ghost harassing that Void Array, and that is GG.